Anybody got a heart rate monitor? What an unbelievable atmosphere tonight. Our fans, man, they made such a difference. I'm so proud of them. We talked all week with our players about taking jabs. By taking jabs, it's not about throwing haymakers. It's about being accurate and precise with jabs, right? And just the next play is the most important play. And I thought they really owned that tonight. We talked about coming in this game that we have to outrush our opponent. We have to out-physical our opponent. We outrushed Ohio State. We talked about field position in this game and how important that was going to be. I thought we gave them some long fields, and that is a great team that we just played. I mean, a lot of credit to Coach Day and the team that he's assembled and put together. They are really, really good, right? And there's going to be still. We talked about before this game even was played, regardless of result. Really, everything's still on the table, for both teams. So I know that they're going to put themselves in position to continue to compete and be in great shape the rest of the season, but I couldn't be more proud of our guys. I couldn't be more proud of our coaches. I couldn't be more proud of just getting the opportunity to get to sit in the seat I sit in, because there's moments I certainly don't deserve it, and I thought our team was just unbelievable tonight. So thank you for that atmosphere. We can open it up.
Little left, right.
Dan, your thoughts on Jordan James' performance and just the offensive line in front of him, what they were to do to match the physicality of this Ohio State defense.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, man, he runs like he's pissed off all the time. And we see it every day in practice. Before the game started, he came up to me and said, "Coach, I got you." Right? And I know when he says that, he meant it. And he took advantage of those opportunities he got today. And he'd be the first one to tell you it was about the schematic advantages that Coach Stein, the offensive staff, created, the blocking that Coach Terry's crew did, the O-line. Again, I'm going to go back and watch this film. I'm going to try to find how many times we see 11 guys with their hats on somebody, right, giving us an opportunity, right, to be able to create a big run. And Jordan was a beast tonight. I'm really proud of him.
Right here on the right, Jack.
If it's possible at all, can you put into words how excited you are right now and how rewarding this feeling is after all the hard work you guys have put in?
What's so hard about football is this game is such an emotional game. It's such an impactful game. And in moments like this, you want to be filled with complete joy. The relief is one of the biggest feelings you feel, right? Because of how hard your guys worked, how bad they wanted it. But it's never about the team that wants it the most. It's never about the team that just has great emotion. It's about the team that executes. So, I'm filled with great excitement. I'm really proud of our guys, but I'm also really excited to, figure out what we can go attack and improve, because the team we are today, October 12th, is not going to be the same team we are in December.
Front left, James.
Dan, earlier in the week we talked about putting safeties in conflict and how they maybe hadn't seen very much of that. On Dylan's touchdown run, that was putting a safety in conflict, and it was against him with two tight ends to the outside. Just walk me through the call and when you see it up pro, what you're talking about.
Yeah, unbelievable decision there by Dylan. You hope that you give an opportunity for your players to see every look that they could possibly see within the week, but it's just not reality. So I don't know how many times Dylan actually got to see that exact look, of a tight crash, from the edge. But he did an unbelievable job pulling the ball there in that moment. And then again, if you look at that play, you're going to see guys with bodies on bodies down the field, blocking their tail off for him so he can create a big play.
On the left, Eric, second row.
Talk us through that last offensive possession, kind of when did it become get the field goal, get the points, and just kind of what was the process there?
Yeah, we were trying to score a touchdown the whole time, right? But we knew it was an advantage to keep the clock running, so they'd have to utilize their timeouts and wouldn't have as many opportunities left there at the end. We felt like they could really come out with a lot of options if they had all three timeouts there at the end. So we were trying to score. We were trying to score on the last play there, on that third down play at the goal line, and they were able to get a great stop. So we kicked the field goal and said, let's play defense.
Back left, Matt.
Jordan Birch's injury this week, how were you guys able to get past that? And what do you just make of the performance of your guys? He was such a key piece, and they stood up big against a really good offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a really talented team that we just played. And Jordan is certainly a loss for us. You don't replace a Jordan. He's been unbelievable this season. But in football, it's about the next man up. And I know Jordan's probably sitting at home just as proud of these guys being able to do next man up mentality. And we thought there might be a chance that we would be able to, see him out there. We weren't able to see him out there, but we always want to protect our players first. And Jordan is just, you talk about the year that young man's having. I hurt for him because I know how much he wanted to be a part of this moment. But talk about next man up, right? And some guys showed up tonight.
Back left, Max.
Coach, a lot of back and forth tonight between you and the Buckeyes. Can you just talk about the momentum swings and how you guys were able to kind of manage those as the game wore on?
You know, we talk about a heavyweight fight, right? A heavyweight fight in this game, and we knew it could go, every round. And it was a back and forth. When you play a really good team, you have to be able to battle in tight games like this. And there's some decisions that could go one way or the other. I'm sure people have thoughts on, but we played aggressive tonight. We played to win the game, and our guys went out there and executed in critical moments. So, again, I can't say enough great things about that team that we just played. That's an elite football team that we just played. They're really, really talented. They don't have weaknesses, but our guys did just enough tonight to be able to edge it out.
Right here in the third seat, third row.
Hey Coach, Lane Higgins from the Wall Street Journal. With the structure of the playoff being different this year, it's not like this game necessarily has less meaning because there is more wiggle room for error for teams. But, with that context, how do you prepare a team for a game like this, knowing that, perfection is not so do or die anymore?
You're saying, is it okay to lose? Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps.
I mean, like I said at the beginning, we knew that regardless of the result of this game, every single one of our goals were in front of us, right? But certainly having to win, affects your ability to accomplish your goals later on in the end of the season. We always go into every game with the mindset of what can we do, everything that we can do to prepare to win a game. Right? I thought our guys prepared. They prepared all week. Unbelievable. I think they worked really hard in the week. This isn't one of those weeks where you got to motivate guys to work, and this isn't one of those teams that I have to go motivate to work. They embrace it. And there's been moments this season where I'm telling the guys, hey, we're going to be in spiders this week. And they're like, no, coach, we're going to be in pads. Right? And when you have moments like that, that's when you realize you got a team that's going to be really successful.
We're going next seat over.
Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports. Dan, you talk about Dylan Gabriel tonight. I know there was so much criticism about miscues in the red zone coming into this game, but he delivered for you night after night tonight, and especially being able to pick on their top corner perhaps and Denzel Burke. What did you think of his performance and where he stands as one of the top quarterbacks in the nation potentially?
Yeah, I can't say enough great things about Dylan, and Dylan again would be the first one to tell you start talking about his teammates. But every time I went and looked at his eyes tonight, I saw a guy that was composed, ready for his next moment. And you know what, he threw for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. Had a huge pull on that run. Down in the red area. He played really, really well tonight in some really big moments. So proud of his performance, and I know he'd be the one to tell you he's proud about the people that were around him that helped that performance, be possible.
Over on the right, Bill.
Dan, it feels like it was 17 or 18 hours ago now, but that
It's a long game, wasn't it?
that interception that wasn't that Massa had on the first series. What did you see on that? Why do you think it went down the way it did?
I was asking. I thought there might be a review on the field. I feel like they missed that opportunity, and we're trying to get information from up top of if they can see it. You hate to waste the timeout that early if you're wrong, with a potential challenge. But that's certainly one that you hope gets buzzed in when it's that close, and it didn't. And I'm not sure why, but again, it's about the next play. So we got pretty excited on that play. We almost didn't get back for the next play, but those things happen.
Right here, second row, third seat.
Yeah, Dan, the way that Dylan played tonight, what can that do for you guys and your team going forward? A lot of seasons still left.
Yeah, consistent performance, right? And the game of football, it's about what you've done for me lately. So for him, it's about continued growth, and I know he'll be a guy that attacks that more than anybody else. And you want to enjoy this moment for a little bit. It's a special moment tonight, but it's about building on it. And I know Dylan will be the first one to go attack that and find ways to improve his game.
Second row, third seat on this side.
The Associated Press. Dan, I know you said everything's in front of you. Can you talk a little bit about try to build a program to a certain degree to beat programs like Ohio State, no Jordan, the way you won up front? Is there a sense of validation that you're building it the way it's supposed to be built when you win a game like this? Is that maybe an overstatement?
I think I say this a lot, that winning football is winning football. I don't care about anybody else's opinion, right? That's one thing that we're not really big on, is what anybody else thinks. So we don't need validation from anybody else, but we do believe in validation of the process. So we go back and evaluate our process tonight. We're going to find the moments that we thought we got better. We're going to find the things that we can go improve on and attack them.
Back middle row.
Coach, how do you sort of sum up this win for the team? You talked about, the process and having that payoff in the end, all the work that you guys put in, your long day, I mean, starting with game day and the emotions of that to coming into that locker room over there and celebrating with your team.
I felt like there's a lot of questions in there, but I'll just say, maybe there weren't, but I mean, you can sleep when you die, right? You get an opportunity to do this, like the day that we got to have the day, like how awesome is Oregon? How awesome is getting to coach at this place? Our fans, our players, and those guys work so dang hard to get moments like this. And again, you might not believe me, but regardless of result, I was going to be so proud of our guys and how they competed tonight because I know how hard they work, right? And they asked them before the game to leave it all on the field. Give me everything you got, and they did that tonight.
Coach, from what I could see on the Jumbotron in the middle of that field storm, I think that's the most emotional I've ever seen you after a game. Just what was going through your head down on that field?
Yeah, it's a fun moment, man. Fun. It's a fun moment that I know that everyone in that stadium that's wearing green got to enjoy and celebrate, and everybody that worked so hard got to enjoy. And for me, that's the rewarding part, is that so many other people can share joy in a moment like that. Our players, our fans, the people this program means so much to, that's as much for them as anybody else. And I was glad that they got to have that moment tonight.
A couple extra possessions for you guys. You get the Derek Harmon fumble recovery there in the first half to get momentum back, and then also the kickoff recovery. I was wondering if you could take us through both those plays, and especially that second one, if it almost didn't look intentional.
Yeah, so it was intentional. You could go back and second guess. We felt strong about our gate play that we had going in, so we had the ability to potentially move the ball up and do a 2-point conversion from a little bit shorter, or take the 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. And I felt confident in our kickoff option that there's a great chance that we might be able to hit one of their players and get the ball to bounce back. If it doesn't hit one of them, it's going to be a squib opportunity to pin them inside the 20. So feeling good about the gate play that we had called. Kaden gets tripped up. I think they did a good job of making a play in the backfield. We didn't get that, and that's definitely one that everybody can kind of go back and second guess. Do you take that penalty, get us a little bit closer to the the end zone for the opportunity to go for 2? But that probably eliminates that kick from the 50 where we're hitting a player. So I thought it was a great example of our guys not flinching. They knew when we were kicking from the 50 exactly what the plan was. Hey, we're going to try to kick one right off this guy. If it doesn't hit him, we have an opportunity to pin him deep, inside the 20, and they executed at a really high level. So.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. You talked about game day and how the crowd and the community was all behind you guys. How important was this win, not just for the football program, but for the entire university?
For the entire what?
University.
Yeah, huge, man. Oregon's a winner, and our fans, they were they up last night at like 10. I mean, they're 10 at night, camping out for game day. That experience, we're up early this morning. Unbelievable crowd this morning, all the way through the game. Right? I don't know if anybody sat down the entire game, but we felt them the entire game. I mean, I had to cover my ear. I wear a single earpiece. I had to cover my ear a lot of the game to be able to communicate and hear, and that's a good thing. So we asked them to yell from the minute they got in to the minute they left, and they did an unbelievable job.
Hey Coach, Evan Stewart, 150 receiving yards tonight. What can you say about his performance and then just overall your receivers?
I'm proud of him, man, and I'm maybe more proud that up until this moment, there's been moments where Evan's been able to break out, and there's been moments where maybe the ball didn't get to him or it didn't fall his way, and you never once hear Evan say anything about that. He knew when his opportunity came, he'd get an opportunity to take advantage of it. And he took advantage of his opportunities tonight. He was a weapon out there for us, and really proud of that performance.
Back left.
Coach, throughout Dylan Gabriel's career, he's proven that he steps up in the biggest games. What have you seen from him during his time here that allows him to be so successful when the lights are brightest?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to replace experience, right? This guy's been a part of, some games that are really, really big moments. And, even though that stadium is packed, you feel like Dylan was out there operating with an empty place. An empty stadium, like this was Tuesday, like this was another practice, just executing at a high level, being able to say the next play is the most important play. And he did that consistently tonight, focus on what's next and how can you accomplish it.
Dan, I know there's a lot of football left in the season, obviously, it's even first to say, but looking back at the journey this program has been on in the last couple of years, from that trip to Atlanta to this moment, what stands out to you? What can you say about that journey?
Well, there's been a lot of growth, but I'd say we're not done, right? And there's a lot more to do, and I think everybody in that locker room feels that same way. Am I pleased with the growth that we've had so far? Absolutely, and every single person is a part of that, right? Not me, not just our coaches, not just our players. It's the whole community, the whole University of Oregon, our fans, elite players making the decision to come here, and they got options to go anywhere in the United States. All those things add up, and we always talk about 1 + 1 + 1. Right, that's how you get real gains, and everything matters, right? From the fans, from the people that help clean this building, from the support staff that don't get paid and sleep on the couch. Like, every piece adds up, and when everybody pulls their weight, you can get great results like you did tonight.
All right, Zach, you get time for a couple more.
Good days. I have to go recruit here.
Ohio State has one of the best rushing duos in the nation. You guys held a combined 110 yards. What did you see from your defensive line that their ability to
Well, that was a really big focus for us. If you look at their 6 losses, I think in the last 3 years, and every one of those losses, their opponent had outrushed them, right? So that was something that we were really focused on. That we had to come in here and be a more physical team, and we knew they were going to be hard to run against, but we also knew that we were never going to abandon the run and continue to focus on it. So that was a goal all week for us, to outrush our opponent, and our guys did that tonight.
Last question, Matt, in the back.
Ohio State had 0 plays of 30 yards or more going into this one. You had 3 just the first half alone. What did you guys see in preparing for this to do that, and how much did that help the run game, having to pull them back?
Yeah, I think sometimes when you play an offense like this, your first answer is like you want to be aggressive and take away everything. And we knew that if we played the game like that we were going to give up some explosive plays. So we wanted to wait. We wanted to take opportunities to pitch to them. And I think if you look, really their offense was in rhythm, probably at times maybe better even than ours. I think they had a lot of first downs. It wasn't like bleed a slow death for us. We wanted to be aggressive, but aggressive in moments. And again, look for the right times to throw haymakers, but making sure that we eliminate explosive plays. I thought Coach LaPoy did a really good job of that tonight. The defensive staff did a really good job of calming ourselves and not feeling like we had to be extremely aggressive in moments when it didn't dictate those moments, us being aggressive. And again, you have to be able to win up front, right, to be able to do that. You got to be able to do more with less. And we had some guys up front that did more with less tonight. Appreciate you guys. If you see any good players, tell them to come here.